Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have plenty of detractors, but one surprising name you can add to the list of critics is none other than Nelson Mandela's granddaughter. What's her beef with the royal exiles? Meghan Markle and Prince Harry can't seem to catch a break. It seems that everything the couple says and does comes under fire from all angles. There's Piers Morgan's never-ending, highly vocal disdain for Meghan, and that's just one of many critical voices. Many expressed outrage over Harry and Meghan's tell-all interview with Oprah Winfrey, as well as their multi-million-dollar documentary deal. Since it was announced, Meghan and Harry's slate of Netflix productions has proven problematic. Page 6 reports that they were forced to make a dramatic U-turn and were left scrambling to edit their first docuseries following the death of Queen Elizabeth II. The show, simply titled Harry and Meghan, covers the couple's relationship and their tumultuous time within the royal family. A source told the news outlet that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were, quote, keen to take out or downplay a lot of the content they'd filmed following the Queen's passing, originally trying to push the premiere date back from December 2022, but it eventually went forward with its original release. The couple's follow-up project for the streamer has been slammed by none other than Nelson Mandela's granddaughter, Nicki Mandela. Netflix describes Live to Lead as being about leaders committed to making a difference in the world. Harry name-checked one such leader, Nicki's grandfather, in an episode.
This was inspired by Nelson Mandela.
And though the episode is credited as being made in conjunction with the Nelson Mandela Foundation, Nicki is reportedly unhappy. In fact, the former South African president's granddaughter is blasting Prince Harry and Meghan Markle over their new production. Nicki and other members of Nelson Mandela's family are apparently furious at the couple for linking the late South African president to the project, claiming that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are just using his name to garner attention. In an interview with The Australian, Nicki called the docuseries upsetting and tedious, slamming Meghan and Harry for having what she referred to as ulterior motives. She claimed the Duke and Duchess are cashing in on the legacy of her beloved grandfather. Nicki said, "I know the Nelson Mandela Foundation has supported the initiative, but people have stolen grandfather's quotes for years and have used his legacy because they know his name sells. Harry and Meghan are no different from them." Live to Lead features interviews with various motivational figures, including the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, climate activist Greta Thunberg, and New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. Harry and Meghan mention Mandela and quote him in the episode featuring South African rugby player Siya Kolisi. It's not just Nelson Mandela's kin who shared their thoughts about the late anti-apartheid activist's name being involved in Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's latest project. Twitter users also had their say amid the controversy. One pointed out that the former president was a good friend to the late Queen Elizabeth, and Harry hasn't exactly had the nicest things to say about his family. They wrote, "Harry seems to have forgotten that Nelson Mandela was a close personal friend of the Queen and one of the very few allowed to call her by her first name. I do not believe Nelson Mandela would have a favorable opinion of how Harry treated his good friend Elizabeth." However, others made it clear they were firmly on Team Harry and Meghan. One asked, "What gives Nelson Mandela's granddaughter the right to criticize Harry and Meghan? Did she actually read what they said?" Nelson Mandela was also a good friend to Harry's late mom, Princess Diana. Harry even shared some sweet words about the man in July 2022 during a trip to the United Nations in New York. Upon seeing a photo of the two shaking hands taken in 1997, he said, "When I first looked at the photo, straight away what jumped out was the joy in my mother's face, the playfulness, cheekiness even. Pure delight to be in communion with another soul so committed to serving humanity."